Tonight, the Phillies will get a good look at Aaron Nola, who after June and July struggles was given a rest for the last 16 days. The Phillies will also get an up-close look at Jose Fernandez, who they haven't crossed paths with in exactly 1 year. Well, Giancarlo, the home run derby champion, is in the house tonight. So is Aaron Nola. They'll match up as the Phillies and the Marlins get together for Game 1 of a 4-game series. The Marlins, one of the hotter teams in the National League, 7 games over the 500 mark. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ben Davis. We get set for this pitching matchup, which really does have some intrigue to it. Jose Fernandez is one of the best right-handers in all of baseball. And for Aaron Nola, it's a chance to get back on the right track and maybe get back to where he was in his first dozen starts this year.
He's hoping he can get back. The Phillies are really hoping that he can get back to exactly where he was, which is throwing a lot of strikes, not walking people, working ahead in counts, keeping the ball down, and trusting his stuff. You take a look at the start against the Brewers. He had it all going. He was down in the zone. When he missed down. When he missed down and off the plate. He never missed up, out, over the plate. That's what he has gotten into trouble with over his last 5 starts. It's been 16 days since he made that last start. I'm anxious to see how he does tonight.
And part of the problem is that his pitches have been left up in the zone. Now, he has talked about visualizing a little bit more. Pete McCadden says that he had 2 bullpen sessions with Bob McClure, and in those bullpen sessions, they talked about where his arm angle was, his grip on his pitches were. You could see some changes here tonight. We'll look at 80 pitches, and then beyond that, we'll see where Aaron Nola stands. Now, on the other side, for Jose Fernandez, he had Tommy John surgery a couple of years ago. He is back to being the dominant pitcher that we saw before that. This is a year ago yesterday against the Phils.
You want to talk about a power arm? This is it. Jose Fernandez is as good as it gets. He'll mix in some changeups, but he's predominantly fastball slider, and both pitches are explosive. Now, the Philly offense hopefully doesn't give him too much credit. You never want to do that, but he is as good as it gets.
All right, so his numbers are very different at home. He's only lost 1 time in his career. That was earlier this year against the Tigers. 8-1 at home this year, an ERA of 1.53. Why the difference on the road?
He doesn't like room service, Tom. No, it's a very good ballpark to pitch in down in Florida. That place is huge. It's a graveyard. On the road, not faring nearly as well. But some people just feel more comfortable at home. Obviously, he doesn't feel as comfortable on the road.
All right, well, the Phillies hope that he is uncomfortable here tonight because don't forget, they were 1 hit yesterday by Jacob deGrom. So today is Game 1 of this 4-game series. Yeah, we had a little precipitation earlier today. Watch as the storm blew in. They got the crane down if anybody's concerned about it. It blew in, but then the sun came out, and we're ready for baseball. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. By Toyota. For great summer deals, visit your local Toyota dealer or buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank. The next time you have a question about money, don't keep it to yourself. Ask a citizen. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IVX.com. this 4-game series against the Miami Marlins. Much anticipated return to the mound for Aaron Nola. The standings in the East as we begin play today. Miami and the Mets, well, they are even with the second wild card spot in the National League and 6 games back behind the Nationals in the East, both at 49 and 42. Of course, the Phillies are 13 games off the pace and 7 games back in the race for the final spot for the wild card. Let's take a look at the Marlins lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Leading it off for the Marlins, it is not Ichiro. I think many fans hoped it might be, but it's going to be JT Realmuto. Martin Prado will bat second at third base, then Christian Yelich and Giancarlo Stanton. Marcell Ozuna's having a fantastic year. He'll bat fifth, Derek Dietrich sixth, and the bottom third of Kelly, Echeverria, and Jose Fernandez. And they will face Phillies right-hander Aaron Nola. Nola on the year, you look at his numbers, it's a tale of, well, not 2 different seasons, Ben. It's a tale of the first 12 games and the last 5 games. The last 5 games, of course, is why his numbers have risen as far as the ERA goes and the hits per innings pitched.
Over those last 5 starts, 0-4 with a 13.50 ERA. Looking to change that, remedy that. It's been 16 days since his last start, so he's had a lot of time to think about it and hopefully make those adjustments.
Well, he's had 2 bullpen sessions, as we mentioned, with Bob McClure during his time off. He got a chance to go home to Baton Rouge for the All-Star break. He said that was good to hang out with his family, do a little fishing. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by Nissan.
Well, plain and simple for me, Nola. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Needs to just go out there, go back to his old ways, just throwing strikes, nice and easy down the zone. The offense need to get back to staying in the middle of the field. They got away from that in that Mets series.
Well, here is JT Realmuto. For his entire career, Ben Davis wished he was a leadoff hitter as a catcher, but he never got that honor. But Realmuto is batting leadoff tonight, and that's because D. Gordon is still suspended for using PEDs. And the first pitch of the night is taken high. We're underway. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Realmuto hitting .314 as you saw. He has 88 hits, which is second among catchers in the National League. Wilson Ramos leads the way. Just below the knees, 2-0.
Good looking pitch though, 92 miles an hour, good sink.
Well, that was one of the objectives that Nola was going to put forth today, is he was going to try to be more aggressive with his fastball. And the key is getting it down in the zone. Because his last 5 starts, that was not happening on a consistent basis. 57% of the time he's using the fastball, and then 34% of the time curveball. 2-1 pitch to Realmuto. There's a changeup that shatters his bat. Actually, that's a fastball. Boy, it looked like it was darting in, and I guess it was at 92.
Oh, it was. That's just an awful sound.
Do you even feel it, though? There's Don Mattingly, the manager of the Marlins. He's done a nice job this year. They've kind of stabilized things with the Miami Marlins this year compared to the last couple of seasons. Two balls, 2 strikes.
It's odd to see out of a right-handed hitter hitting much better against righties than lefties.
Swing and a miss. He got it with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, and there's 1 away. That'll bring Martin Prado to the plate. All right, Murph, so this is a Marlins team, much like their starting pitcher, a little different away from Marlins Park.
Yeah, but as Ben mentioned, Jose Fernandez may not like room service. It appears the rest of the team, well, they do, because they are playing very well on the road. They are 25 and 23 on the road this season. But take a look at their offensive numbers. Batting average of .288 combined. That is first in baseball. They are also first in hits with 503, second in on-base percentage, just behind the Cubs. And, you know, you think back historically, and it's been since 1969. They have the 3rd best batting average on the road at this point since 1969, trailing only the Dodgers and the Mets from years ago. So this team hits very well on the road. This guy right here tops in all of baseball on the road in terms of batting average, but we'll get some right here.
Gets him the ground out to shortstop for the 2nd out. Well, you look at the Marlins numbers on the road, and they are very good, as Murph just pointed out. How about the Cubs are hitting .349 on the road?
Wrigley's a great place to hit.
It is.
Period. But to have those numbers on the road, .349 as a team, that's stellar.
Well, with 2 outs, here's Christian Yelich. Yelich, .318 with 7 homers and 48 runs batted in. He was 4 for 11 in the series against the Cardinals. Has a tendency to hit the Phillies pretty well, though. There's a couple of guys that way. And he takes a fastball for a strike. Outside. So all fastballs so far from Aaron Nola, Ben. We haven't seen any of his curveball.
Are you getting that kind of sink out of your fastball? Why not?
See the leaders in batting average in the National League. Yelich is up there along with Martin Prado. There's that curveball for the first time. Pete kind of joked about Nola, about his bullpen sessions. He said, I haven't really talked too much with Bob McClure about what they went over. He goes, he may come out with a totally different pitch. I may not know. I'm going to be as anxious as anybody to see it. Of course, he was joking with that, but in his deadpan way.
Pete never jokes.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Yelich. Down the left field line, and that will slice out of play. It remains 1-2.
Now that pitch is a pitch that I think that he really lost control of during his last 5 starts. That fastball, and now that ball crept a little bit out over the plate more than he would have liked.
Well, those are the numbers we talked about. The last 5 starts, he's 0-4 with a no decision. They're hitting .427 against him, but .522 against his fastball during those 5 games. Swing and a miss. He got him. Yelich flips the bat. Rupp will try to fire to first in time. He does. And this is a step in the right direction for Aaron Nola, because coming into this ball game, he had allowed 15 earned runs in 17 first innings. Nothing here. Let's see if the Phillies can get Jose Fernandez when we come back for the bottom of the first. Also is trying to work his way out of a slump at the plate, whereas Aaron Nola trying to get out of the slump on the mound. Let's take a look at the rest of the Phillies lineup for tonight. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. After Herrera, it's Borges and Franco. Then Cameron Rupp and Tommy Joseph batting 5th. Cody Ashley will hit 6th. In the bottom third of Freddie Galvis, Cesar Hernandez, and Aaron Nola. And they will face the right-hander who was born in Cuba but was selected in the first round by the Marlins out of high school in Tampa. 23 years old, and he is outstanding. 11-4 this year with an ERA of 2.52. Ben, look at the strikeouts per innings pitched.
Walks are down. He's got the whole package, and he is a fierce competitor.
First pitch to Odubel is taken outside, 1-0.
Look at the scouting report for Jose. He'll sit about 95. The slider being his best out pitch. Slider, slurve, curve, whatever you want to call it. Career 1-1 with a 2.89 ERA.
Yeah, that's been the debate. We've had a debate today about.
It's a long one.
Is it a curve? Is it a slider? Well, he says that he throws both, but that the slider has been his his dominant out pitch, along with that fastball, but his dominant out pitch recently.
He gets that pitch, it's going to be a long night.
That pitch and the first strike, which was just at the knees or maybe a little below. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Odubel, and he slaps it the other way. That's a fair ball down the left field line. It hits off the half wall, which opens the gate for Odubel to get to second base with his 12th double of the year.
Talk about missing your spot. Real Muto sits up inside. This ball nowhere close to the inside corner. Nice start for Odubel in the Fighting Phils. See where he's set up. This ball creeps way back out over the plate. Nice job of hitting. I always talk about his hand-eye coordination. It's as good as anybody's I've seen.
Well, now he's in scoring position. Let's see what Borges does here. Now the corners have pinched in here. And, you know, against somebody like Fernandez, you're thinking, let's get an early run. But Peter swings at the first pitch, and it's 0-1. 266 with 4 homers and 19 runs batted in. He was 1 for 11 in the series against the Mets. Good luck at McDonald's. Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Gail Rogas of Holland, PA. Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game. Then Gail will win $200. Stop by McDonald's today and enjoy the new McPick 2 for $2.50 menu. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Borges fouls it off to the right side.
Good luck, Gail.
Good luck, Gail, and good luck, Peter, to try to get that runner over to third. Outside, 2-2. I've never been a proponent of this, Ben, but I really thought he may have bunted here to get Odubel over to third base.
The reason I think you're not seeing him bunt is because he is such a strikeout pitcher. Just because you advance him to third base, as we see a strikeout right there.
And Odubel's going to third base. The throw by Kelly, not in time. Aggressive base running by Odubel Herrera on the strikeout. So they do get him over to third base. 1 away.
A heads-up play there. What a heads-up play. Getting back to my point, though, I think that's the reason, because he is such a strikeout pitcher. Slider in the dirt. You see Odubel at second base. As soon as he makes that throw, he's on his way. Very nice job there, and there's nothing that Kelly can do to get him out of first base.
Maikel Franco fouls it back.
I think Jose's gotten a bit stronger from the Tommy John.
I would think so.
I mean, he's been sitting at about 96 to 98 this whole inning. I don't remember him being that dominant before with that fastball.
Well, they say he can hit that number right there, 99. That's why there's all this talk about, you know, his slider, his curve, his slurve, whatever you want to call it. That fastball is the main reason why he's averaging 12.9 strikeouts per 9 innings. I mean, that pitch also.
It's a tight breaking ball. Obviously, Peter Borges didn't see the spin on it. Neither did Maikel Franco.
Averaging 97 on the fastball, 85 on the slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Straight up infield. 2-2. 100 miles an hour on that. By the way, the advancement of Odubel Herrera, if you're wondering from a scoring standpoint, it is a fielder's choice. And that is a book rule, a rule book stated rule. Back toward the middle, that'll get the run home. Maikel Franco will get an RBI, and the Phillies take an early lead. 4-3 on the putout, 55 RBIs on the season. But it's 1-0 Phillies.
Excellent job by Maikel, giving yourself up, just putting the ball in play. How many times have I said it, Tom? Put the ball in play, good things happen. I questioned the pitch. Went with another fastball. Now you got a swing and a miss on the pitch that Michael was not even close at that slider. I think would have had to gone back. He doubled up after that slider. He doubled up with 2 fastballs. I would have had to try my luck with another slider.
I thought the same thing.
Happy for Michael and the Phils, though.
Here's Cameron Rupp. Rupp batting cleanup here tonight.
So it's a K fielder's choice.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Peter Bourge's at bat was a strikeout, fielder's choice then.
Strikeout, throw out to first base, fielder's choice for Herrera to go to third.
So K-2-3 FC.
Correct.
Okay.
Broken bat looper out to center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. So Cameron Rupp is aboard. Second hit of the inning for the Phillies. And Jose a little disgusted with himself out there. That's what happens when you come into a game with an ERA of 2.52 and the opposition is hitting around 200 against all of your pitches together. That'll bring Tommy Joseph to the plate. Tommy 4 for 8 so far against the Marlins. Takes a breaking ball outside. I think that's the slurve that we talk about with Fernandez, because statistically he has one of the best curveballs in all of baseball. There are times though where he has said that curveball is really a slider. His grip is a little different, but the adjustment in velocity is where you can see the difference. 8 first inning runs so far allowed. Outside 2-1. Two balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and Joseph is struck out, and the side is retired. But the Phillies do strike first. They get a run on 2 hits. They leave 1. We'll head to the second. Aaron Nola has a 1-0 lead to work with. The rest of this 4-game series, it wraps up on Thursday. It's Star Wars night. Tickets can be purchased anytime by going to Phillies.com. If you want to jump on the Star Wars theme night bandwagon, well, then go to Phillies.com/theme nights for more information. Phillies up 1-0. We head to the second. And it'll be Giancarlo Stanton who will lead it off. Stanton put on a show, even though he wasn't in the All-Star game. He put on a show in the Home Run Derby. And he lines the first pitch into the vacated area on the overshift for a base hit. So he's aboard with a leadoff single.
It's funny you say that about the Home Run Derby, because the majority of his home runs in that derby were hit to left field, and they were moonshots.
I think there was only one that I remember that was hit to the right of center, and it wasn't to right center, it was just to the right of center.
Correct, but if you watch Giancarlo Stanton take batting practice on a normal basis, that hit, that single he just had, is exactly how his whole batting practice typically is.
Well, he was smiling when he saw the Phillies overshift the way they did. Here's Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna, 305 on the year with 17 home runs. Curveball on the inside corner. It's 0-1. By the way, that hit by Stanton ends a string dating back to the Royals game that Nola pitched in, of 13 straight batters that he retired. Fastball low. We bring that up because after that start, he said that he fixed something with his mechanics and with his mind in that Royals game. Pete said he was optimistic that maybe he did do something there, but Aaron said that's where things started to get back to where he feels like they are right now. And you hope that's the case. We mentioned 2 bullpen sessions, one of which took place in Colorado, and a simulated game as well.
Well, if you were to look at Aaron Nola, you'd think that, you know, ho-hum, such is life. He's a fierce competitor.
Oh, yeah.
Just because his body language doesn't state that, he loves being out on that mound. And he wants to compete, and he wants to win. And the adjustment that he made in that Kansas City game, he was ticked off. Can't tell me that he wasn't. And it's been a long time since he's been out there. So mentally, I think that he's back where he needs to be.
1 ball and 1 strike to Ozuna. Curveball waved at 1-2. Well, he said that this past weekend, he admitted, he said, listen, I haven't struggled like this before. This is a good pitch right here.
That is tight breaking ball.
Thought it was interesting too. He said that he planned on talking to Cole Hamels last night just to get his perspective on, you know, what to do when you're struggling. And Cole has always said, and this is Aaron talking, that he's gotten better because of his struggles during his career. Two and 2 to Ozuna.
Well, it had to be really the only time in his entire life that he ever struggled.
For that long a period of time.
For that long a period.
Over to second base. This could be 2. Fernandez to second for 1. Over to first in time. 4-6-3 double play. Well, that couldn't have come at a better time.
Double plays always come at a good time. Watch the location of this pitch. See the extension down and through. And that's the hot and cold zones for Aaron.
Yeah, the first 12 starts, look how effective he was. The last 5 starts, look at all the red. Especially down in that area. It means he was up and they were hitting him in those spots. And that's part of it. Batting average over the last few games, as we mentioned, .522 against the fastball during his last 5 games. Here's Derek Dietrich, who has filled in nicely at second base for the Marlins. D. Gordon is beginning his rehab to come back. There's a couple of close pitches, must be just below the knees, and it's 2-0. Back to the box. Nola's got it. Side is retired.
2-0 changeup.
Well, this is more like Aaron Nola. 20 pitches so far through 2 innings. We'll move to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Phillies on top.
Plus, we are less than a week away from Eagles training camp.
Watch us tomorrow at 6 on the Comcast Network and streaming live at breakfastonbroad.com.
Boy, Barrett, way to accentuate it. I hope they are talking about Aaron Nola's successful return. So far, so good. 20 pitches through 2 innings. Cody Ashe will lead it off against Fernandez as we begin the second. Cody hitting .256 with 4 home runs. On the outside corner, that's a backdoor breaking ball, and it's 1-1. With his 2 strikeouts in the first inning, both coming on sliders, that's 98 strikeouts this year for Fernandez with the slider. So 98 of his 156 strikeouts have come with that final pitch being the slider. Two balls and 2 strikes.
A short one there.
He had a period this year where he won 8 straight starts and had an ERA of 1.38 during those starts. And Ashe waves at it. And that's strikeout number 3. So 1 away.
Just a good pitch here. That one went straight down. I think he was frustrated with himself that first inning, getting beat on fastballs when probably could have finished him off with an off-speed pitch, namely that hard slider.
That one goes all the way back to the screen. It's 1-0 to Galvis. Galvis is 3 for 8 lifetime against Fernandez. Even though Freddie was 1 for 8 in the series against the Mets, he still has 5 multi-hit games in his last 8 games. He's really trying to find that consistency he had the first month or so of the season. Down the left field line, it's 3-2. It'll be Freddie Galvis, then Cesar Hernandez with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. 4 strikeouts already for Jose Fernandez. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. It includes a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Late at night when you're yawning and falling asleep, you can watch those games. Yesterday, if you had the app, you could have watched the Pirates Nationals basically play 2 games before the Pirates wound up winning. As that ball gets away. He's a little angry with himself out there, isn't he?
Very animated.
Two 2-0 to Cesar.
See, that's the problem right there. 2-0 pitch. You're thinking, I'm going to get a good pitch to hit. Then he dots you down in a way. You're like, come on, man.
2-2. He throws a changeup there. His changeup, like Steven Strasburg, is about 90 miles an hour.
Right.
Last start against the Reds, he went 7 innings, allowed 6 hits, struck out 8, picked up the win before going to the All-Star game, where he pitched there as he walks Cesar Hernandez. And that'll give Aaron Nola a chance to bat.
Why?
Ben, our answer is not to question why.
Why?
You think he'd throw a fastball there?
Yeah. Last time I checked, Cesar has 2 homers.
Nola 1 for 24 so far in the year.
And I'm not saying that with any disrespect to Cesar Hernandez, but if I have a 98-mile-an-hour fastball in my arsenal, and I'm going to challenge somebody with it, it's the 2nd inning to the number 8 hitter. Yes, he is hitting 283 to start this ball game. I know I have a pitcher on deck. I have a chance for him to start and lead off the next inning.
Strike 3 called, so Nola's down looking. 5 strikeouts for Fernandez through the first 2 innings. But the Phils got a run against him in the first, so as we go to the 3rd, it's 1-0 Phillies on top of the Marlins. Go to the fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. Ben, I think you know this answer. What was Marlins catcher JT Realmuto's original position in the field? Answer will be revealed a little later on. Top half of the third. Aaron Nola made the final out, so he's just finished up his warm-up tosses as we speak. He is not subject to the shot clock in between innings. Phillies lost 2 of 3 to the Mets this past weekend. A one-hit shutout yesterday by Jacob deGrom. And tonight, their consolation prize is a chance to face Jose Fernandez, who's allowed 1 run so far through the first 2. It's interesting that Fernandez, as good as he has been, the rest of the Marlins rotation has an ERA of 4.75. So there's a lot of discussion about what deals the Marlins might make before the trade deadline. And part of it may be to try to shore up their starting pitching behind Fernandez, who has struck out 5 through the first 2 innings. Don Kelly will lead things off. Now you've got Nola, who is 23 years old, and you've got Fernandez, Murph, who is a young pup as well. These are 2 very strong, I mean, Fernandez is ahead of Nola right now, but very strong young pitchers in Major League Baseball.
No doubt about it. You saw the pitching matchup for this game, and you thought to yourself, wow, you know, 2 of the best young pitchers in baseball, certainly on paper. We know Aaron Nola has been struggling, but that doesn't mean that, you know, when he comes out of it, that he's not going to be talked amongst the Jose Fernandezes and the other young pitchers in this league. In fact, if you look at their wins above replacement, which is a sabermetric term that they use to kind of, you know, what they bring to their team in terms of if they weren't there, how many wins would they lose? Well, wins above replacement, Jose Fernandez, for pitchers under 26, well, he's at the top. 3.9 is his WAR. But Aaron Nola, he's 6th on that list at 2.2. And then you keep going down the list, 2 other Phillies in the top 13 in WAR for pitchers under the age of 26. Vince Velasquez at 2.0. Eichhoff comes in at number 13 at 1.9. That is a good telling sign for the rotation of the future for the Phillies.
Yeah, and speaking of these sabermetric terms that Murph just talked about, they are more and more prevalent around baseball as Kelly hits one out towards center field. Odubel Herrera is under it. You know, the pitching WAR is based on the fielding independent pitching statistic, which strips out events for which the pitcher is not solely responsible. It includes strikeouts, walks, hit by pitches, and home runs. And obviously some of the definitions are a little broader than others, but the term for pitcher WAR is different than player WAR. Velasquez, you would assume that his numbers would get better as his career moves on. And Murph gave those numbers. The approximate Major League starting pitcher average for WAR is 2, and the Major League relief pitcher average is under 1. So you'll see those numbers be a little different. Echeverria hits one towards short. To his right is Galvis. 2 outs.
Good arm there by Freddie. I'm liking these ground balls.
Well, I think it goes back to that graphic that we showed earlier. You know, he's hitting his spots, at least at this point. And this is not a given right here. 5 ground outs for Aaron Nola, but Fernandez is not a slouch at the plate, a .226 hitter.
I think he was taking that pitch, Tom.
May have been. He's not as fancy as Bartolo Colon, but
you'll see many pitchers drop a pinky on the knob.
Buggy whip it.
Buggy whip. Another one.
Does not go fishing after it. It's 1-2. Fernandez has K'd 7 times so far in 31 at-bats. He's got 2 extra base hits. It's 2 doubles. And a strike 3 called. Down looking. And the side is retired. A 1-2-3 third. Second 1-2-3 inning of the night for Aaron Nola. He has 3 strikeouts through the first 3. Dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. By Jefferson, call 800-JEF now or visit jefferson.edu. And by Chevrolet, visit your local dealer at ChevyDealer.com. Last of the third, 1-0 Phillies on top. A warm night here in South Philadelphia. Fans enjoying what's being popped up on the video board. Here's Odubel Herrera, who scored the game's only run. He doubled his first time up, and that's good because the month of July has not been kind to Odubel Herrera. In fact, in the month of July, he was hitting 192 coming in to this game. He 10 for 25, but even beyond that, his numbers, if you stretch them into the end of June, were not great.
No, too many balls in the air for Odubel. Making quick early outs. Said that numerous times. I talked about his hand-eye coordination at first at bat. If you have that, it's okay to take a strike. It's okay to hit with 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. Odubel strikes out, 1 away here in the third. Well, the National League wild card looks like this. We mentioned that the Mets and the Marlins are tied for the 2nd spot in the wild card. The Dodgers have a 1.5 game lead. They're 10 games over 500 as they piece things around. Clayton Kershaw being on the DL. Our Geico quote of the day comes from Don Mattingly on the Marlins' improvement. I didn't come here to lose. I knew the talent they had, and it was just getting that talent on the same page. We want it to be relevant all season. The second half, that's when it gets fun, and we feel like it's our time. Borges hits it back toward the middle, a base hit.
Talking with Glenn Geffner before the game. He's one of the Marlins radio personalities, and he said that his players just flat out love him. They really love Don Mattingly. He's done a great job of keeping ownership where ownership needs to be and letting him and his staff run the ball club. He said he does a very good job of getting guys rest, finds opportune times to get those guys a breather here and there, but just doing a good job of everyone on that ball club knows their role, exactly what is expected of them.
Well, their bullpen has been excellent. They improved it even with Fernando Rodney coming over. I mentioned their starting staff behind Fernandez isn't the best in baseball, but their offense is able to overcome that, and their starters are keeping them in games. Breaking ball, and it's 1-1 to Franco.
And that man in right field starting to get it going too. That helps out an awful lot.
He is. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Franco had the RBI in his first at bat, his 55th RBI of the season. He's had a nice month of July.
And the reason I said what I did about Fernandez throwing that fastball, he was able to put it in play because with the man on third and 1 out, you want a strikeout, and his best strikeout put away pitch is that slider.
Well, there you have it right there. So runner at third, when Franco is up, you want the slider to strike him out.
Correct.
Nobody on. Hernandez up with 2 strikes. You want a fastball because you figure just put it in play.
Yeah, exactly. He got away with one before, but that's just a good job of Michael just spoiling a pitch there. He has thrown a couple different pitches, all-speed pitches. The one that's more lateral and that one there that's more down, which he struck out Cody Ashe with.
Strikes out Franco. That's 7 strikeouts with 2 outs here in the third. Well, the Phillies are going to go on the road for almost 2 weeks and then come home for just a quick 3-game series against the San Francisco Giants. Tuesday, August 2nd, Wednesday, August 3rd, and Thursday, August 4th. The 4th is a Citizens Bank Pride of the Phillies print featuring Ryan Howard and Carlos Ruiz. And after the game, it's Nemours Kids Run the Bases. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. Cameron Rupp singled his first time up.
That is the one downfall of being a strikeout pitcher as you take a look at the out distribution. 7 strikeouts. It's the 1 ground out, but your pitch count will creep up.
1-2. Well, you couple that with a walk and some deep counts. The first at bat for Odubel Herrera and the second at bat for Odubel Herrera.
Yeah. 6 pitches to Cesar Hernandez. And a strike 3 call. Boy, that ball came back on the inside part of the plate, according to the home plate umpire. I don't think Cam agrees with it. Phillies do get a base hit. They leave 1 onto the 4th. It's 1-0 Phils.
We got some strikeouts here tonight, Ben.
We have a lot of strikeouts on both sides. Aaron Nola, Jose Fernandez. They have the all-speed pitches working, but their fastball command has been very good, setting up those all-speed pitches. Jose Fernandez now really throwing the ball well. 8 strikeouts now for Jose. He's done it pretty much with just that slider. He gets ahead in the count, he knows how to put you away. They are your GMC precision plays of the game.
And 3 strikeouts for Aaron Nola. He's not necessarily a strikeout pitcher. He has, when he's going good, been able to record them. Ben, that's progress down at Center City. In between innings, by the way, a special moment. That is Chris Dorman. Remember Chris? He was the officer shot 7 times back in June. He responded to a call at the end of June at the 1500 block of Elmwood Avenue. He was shot in the neck, the face, and the shoulder. 4 of his shots hit his bulletproof vest. He was shot in the face, as we mentioned, and that's where everybody was so scared and concerned. But that night and the next day, when somebody posted on Facebook, "I hope he was wearing his vest," he posted back, "Always do." It's a remarkable story, and obviously we love everything that he stands for and the police officers in Philadelphia as a whole stand for. He's also a volunteer fireman, and it's great to see him here at the ballpark, getting a chance to enjoy a night at Citizens Bank Park. And we appreciate the fact that we can acknowledge what he does.
Yes.
No balls and 2 strikes to Real Muto. He struck out his first time up. Off the hands, shallow right. Hernandez says he has it.
Nice pitch, Aaron.
AA paper is a major league upgrade you can make for your everyday business printing. Made from 100% sustainable pulp and high quality fibers that allow for a smooth surface and no jam copying or printing. Boy, don't we all need that. Order by 11:30 and get same day delivery from who? But WB Mason. Here's Martin Prado. He takes inside, 1-0.
Here's some of the Marlins bench not approving of that call.
You certainly could hear them. It was, didn't they get the memo from Joe Torre?
Can't argue balls and strikes, Tom.
No. 1-1 pitch to Prado. Off speed pitch. Opened his hips on that one and smoked it foul. One ball and 2 strikes to Martin Prado. Curveball hit out towards short, spinning to Galvis, who has a little extra beat. There's a lot of things that have been good tonight about Aaron Nola. That curveball has been excellent tonight.
Yes, it has. And I also like the fact that he's thrown a couple change-ups. Location was good on the change-ups as well. That one more towards the middle of the plate, but the speed of the pitch is what got Prado out.
There's Yelich. He struck out his first time up. One of 3 strikeouts. Back-to-back curves that kind of slipped out of his hand. 70% fastballs. He did say he wanted to establish the fastball in this game.
The fastball from 57% where he's been at all year to 70. The curveball down from 34 to 20.
There's your changeup, Ben. Another one.
See, that's just a good sign that he's getting his release point is out in front and he's not yanking the baseball. He was gotten some problems the last 5 starts. I think he was really cutting himself off and yanking his arm down across his body as opposed to releasing ball out in front of his body.
There's the 2-2 pitch to Yelich.
Yeah.
And a strike 3 call. 2 changeups and then a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Basically in the same spot as strike 2 with a little extra velocity. 4 strikeouts tonight for Aaron Nola. Another 1-2-3 inning. He's retired 8 consecutive batters. Real good sign for the young right-hander. We'll move to the bottom of the 4th with the Phils up. To find your RAV4 today. Toyota, let's go places. Let's go Phils. Bottom of the 4th inning. Tommy Joseph, Cody Ashe, Freddie Galvis. The rain, which hit for about an hour or so.
It followed me from Westchester.
It did seem that way from your text messages. We were a little concerned. Murph and I were both in the office when your first text message came in. We didn't know if you were going to arrive safely or not.
I was going to make a visit to Annie M.
Fastball 0-2. Holds up on that breaking ball.
If you're watching the game, you might think, why didn't he swing that 0-1 fastball down the middle? Well, you're looking for another pitch, and namely that slider. I mean, throwing 96, you're not gonna. It's not sneaking it by somebody.
Well, he snuck it right by him for his 9th strikeout. Those 9 strikeouts. It's a dominating 3 1/3. He had 8 strikeouts through 3. It's the 5th time this year in Major League Baseball that a pitcher has had 8 strikeouts through 3. Scherzer's done it twice. Arrieta. I mean, that's incredible. And then Adam Conley, who has been a pitcher for the Marlins, did it earlier this season. Fastball outside. It is remarkable that 37% of the outs that Fernandez records, and it's above that tonight, are by the strikeout. Fastball at the knees, and it's 2-1.
Sometimes pitchers will fall into a pattern Ahead in the count, he will throw that breaking ball 45% of the time, and the fastball 44% of the time. Behind in the count, he does use the fastball a bit more, but when you're even, you don't know what's coming.
I think a slider's coming right here.
I think a changeup is.
You peaked. 3-2. Fernandez does not like that baseball. He got a one hopper on the next one. 3 balls and 2 strikes. His next strikeout will be the 500th of his career. And there it is. 500 strikeouts for Jose Fernandez. He is the youngest to reach this milestone this quickly. And it's also the 7th time this year he has reached double digits in strikeouts.
This is just a painted fastball. Down and away. Looked like a good pitch to me.
So it's the 16th time that he has struck out double digits. Look at that, 65 games. He is the 3rd fastest to reach 500 strikeouts. Dwight Gooden, 61 starts, reached 500. Yu Darvish, 62 games. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Boy, he may catch Max Scherzer, who has the strikeout lead before the 7th inning tonight. He gets Galvis to loop one out towards short. The inning is over. Phillies go down in order. We've played 4. We'll move to the 5th. The Phils still nursing that first inning run. Street Band will be bringing their river tour to Citizens Bank Park this September. The first show is sold out. Tickets are still available for the show on Friday, September 9th, and can be purchased by visiting Phillies.com/Springsteen. Anytime you've seen Bruce Springsteen, he puts on one amazing show for a long time. Phillies had a couple of great concerts here over the All-Star break and even before. Billy Joel first and then Paul McCartney. Both were fantastic successes. Off the end of the bat, left side, Hernandez throws out Giancarlo Stanton. 4-3 on the putout, second base to first.
Cesar a little more follow through on that play. He's not accustomed to making that play from shortstop. Obviously the throw from second is a a lot shorter, but we've seen him on a couple balls this year. The ball has tailed on him more towards the Phillies dugout, but he gets on top of it, gets his feet underneath him. No, he has some time and follows through, and the ball stays straight as an arrow.
Here's Marcell Ozuna, who grounded it to a double play his first time up. Tied him up with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-1. There are a lot of people around baseball that think that the Marlins could not only give a run for the wild card, which they're doing right now, but also give a run at the Nationals for the top spot in the division. You saw Don Mattingly's quote earlier. What they would need to do, though, is probably play better against the National League East, because the Nationals are dominating the National League East right now. We talked about that this past weekend. On the outside corner, strike 3 call. 5 strikeouts for Aaron Nola. And that is the command that we grew used to over the last 365 days. Marlins are doing a little chirping with the home plate umpire, Dan Bellino.
Maybe a little off the plate, maybe a little down. But he has opened it up tonight, and he's been consistent with it.
Dan Bellino behind the plate. Tom Hallion at first. Laz Diaz at second. Adam Hamare over at third. A liner to center field, slicing toward left center, and a leaping Odubel Herrera makes the catch. That's a 7-pitch 5th inning. So far, so good for Aaron Nola. He's allowed 1 hit through 5. We'll move to the bottom of the 5th. The next time you have a question about money, don't keep it to yourself. Ask a citizen. Well, the Phillies pitcher of the week was Elniri Garcia. 8 innings, 6 strikeouts for the Threshers. Scott Kingery hit .448 over the week at 5 RBIs. Congratulations to those guys. Cesar Hernandez leads it off. As far as the minors go, Reading leads New Hampshire 4-2. Dylan Cousins hit his 25th home run, a 3-run shot. Grounder sharply to second. Dietrich's up with it. Cousins is now tied with Rhys Hoskins for the Eastern League lead in home runs as they go back and forth. And that'll bring Aaron Nola to the plate. Nola fouls it down the right field line. Foul territory. Don Kelly will give it a peek. Nice catch by that fan, who did not interfere with Don Kelly because he was within the boundaries of the seating area. Those aren't his sunglasses.
They're not my glasses. I don't need a glove.
He thought he was getting a high five from the usher. The usher was giving him the sunglasses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fastball outside, 2-2. Fernandez with 10 strikeouts so far through 4. It's the first time in his career he's had that many through 4. Make it 11 with 2 outs in the 5th inning. As he gets Aaron Nola. Friday, August 12th against the Rockies. It's Jim Thome's Wall of Fame night here at Citizens Bank Park. It's brought to you by Toyota, a commemorative print free to all fans. Coming to the ballpark that night. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. Ground ball right side. Odubel is retired. So are the Phils. 1, 2, 3 here in the 5th. That's an 8-pitch inning for Jose Fernandez. Phillies scored a run in the 1st inning. It was Herrera who scored it. That's it so far as we go to the 6th. A record-tying first half of the season. Genmar reached the All-Star break with 24 saves, tying Steve Bedrosian and Jose Mesa for the Phillies club record. Gomez became the first Philly in history to convert 16 or more saves in the team's first 41 games. He finished the first half with a 2.59 ERA and converted 24 of 26 save opportunities. He's closing games. He's doing it with efficiency. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, the Phillies hope that they can turn it over to Genmar Gomez, maybe with a 1-0 lead. Phillies do have 21-run victories so far this year. As we have played 5, Aaron Nola has been very effective, and that young lady's happy about that. 5 strikeouts so far for Nola. He's retired 11 consecutive batters as he will face Don Kelly, Adeiny Echeverria, and Jose Fernandez here in the top of the 6th. Outside with that first pitch changeup. Kelly's playing first base because Justin Bour is on the disabled list. Bour, they hope, will be back by the 22nd of July. That is a huge power bat out of the Marlins lineup. He's out with a bad ankle.
He does have some thunder, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're debating now, it seems anyway, just by reports, how long his rehab should be. So that's why they're hoping by at least the 22nd he'll be back. Change up, rolled over, and Nola grabs it. 1 away. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Mets left here and went to Chicago, where they trail the Cubs 3-0. Anthony Rizzo is just having a fantastic year. 22nd home run.
They all seem to be.
Well, Murph talked about those WAR numbers before for pitchers. Rizzo and Bryant are in the top 3 in offensive WAR. Here's Echeverria, who grounded out his first time up, grounded out to short. Line drive off Nola. And Echeverria is safe at first. Sean Ficasny is peeking out of the dugout. He's going to come out. Ben, without looking at the replay, it looked like it may have hit him in the shoulder.
Yeah.
And bounced up and hit him in the face.
Ugh. Stanton hit one in the 2nd inning. That was very close.
It did not hit him in the face, which is a good thing. He is moving his shoulder around as if it hit him there. Those outside here. Yeah, those outside pitches, a lot of times they will be driven right back through the middle. They'll give him a chance to throw a couple. That is scary, though. I mean, the ball is coming back at you so quickly, even if you're in a good position to field it like Aaron normally is. There's not too much you can do about that.
Can't imagine that. Instead of hit him in the front part of that shoulder.
Says he's good. Well, no doubt they'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Just the last thing you want, because we know about his struggles before the All-Star break, his last 5 starts. You just hope he doesn't want to be a hero here. And make sure that you're okay. Your physical health is primary. But the way he's throwing the ball tonight, you like to see him just keep building on that, just at 56 pitches thus far. I know you said they were going to keep him probably around 80 to 85.
They were going to make a decision at 80. They were going to see how he was and how he was feeling, and then they would let him go from there. Fernandez squares, takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. Jose Fernandez asked Aaron Nola, said, "You're good?" That was cool.
Good sportsmanship.
Seven pitches and 5 1/3 for Nola, compared to the 11 strikeouts and 83 pitches for Jose Fernandez. Shows bunt again, takes it low, 2-0. David Hernandez starting to throw in the bullpen. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be too liberal with this.
No. There's just no reason to be.
Breaking ball butted in front of the plate. Rupp's play is to first, and the sacrifice is successful. 2-4 on the put out. Up to second base goes Echeverria.
Well, maybe you'd see Mattingly put on a hit and run there, 2-0. I know Aaron Nola just got hit in the shoulder, but he has been ahead in the count tonight with that fastball, commanding that fastball, throwing lots of strikes. 2-0. Fernandez does handle the bat well. Echeverria can run a little bit.
Now Real Muto, who is 0 for 2. He has struck out. He's also flied out to shallow right field. This combination of Real Muto and Ichiro as the leadoff hitters for the Marlins, and for the most part they've been the leadoff hitters since D. Gordon's gone out. They've been pretty good. The two of them together batting leadoff since Gordon's gone out, hitting .361. I mean, Ichiro's had this renaissance that has pulled him within 6 of 3,000 hits for his career. But Real Muto is that oddity, a catcher who can be utilized as a leadoff hitter. We saw it start when the Phillies were last in Miami. Just a bit outside, 2-1.
Trying to think how I would have handled that. Being a catcher, you know, you want to go down. I would always get the pitcher halfway through his bullpen session prior to the game. Well, there's no way you can do that and then run back down. And if you're leading off a ball game, especially on the road, you're up first batter of the game. So how that would change your pregame routine.
I guess the catcher that we all remember being a leadoff hitter most of the time was Jason Kendall.
Yeah.
Curveball up and out, 3-1. Haven't been too many 3-ball counts for Aaron Nola tonight. In fact, this is the first one. Inside, ball 4. So he issues the walk, his first of the night. And with 2 men out and runners on first and second, that's going to bring Martin Prado to the plate. Murph, it seems like for years Martin Prado has just been a huge thorn in the side of the Phillies.
You would be correct. A career batting average of .305 versus the Phillies, Tom, and 6 home runs, 33 RBIs as well against the Phils. Hits well here at Citizens Bank Park, and has hit well this year against the Phillies. And, you know, all across the board, Martin Prado has just been an absolute terrific player for the Miami Marlins. And, you know, Don Mattingly was asked about Prado in the clubhouse not too long ago, and he said, undoubtedly, he is the one guy in the clubhouse that has helped change the culture in Miami and brought that winning attitude that you really need. You hear about it all the time. There's always that one guy who just does not accept losing, and Martin Prado has been that guy for the Marlins. And Don Mattingly, as you guys talked about earlier, he of course is a leader, but you need your player leaders as well. JT Realmuto and Martin Prado are the 2 guys in this clubhouse that have really gotten Don Mattingly's attention in terms of leadership, and he does it on the field and he does it off the field.
I just remember Charlie Manuel and just how much he liked Martin Prado, who forever he used to call Pardo in only the way Charlie could. But I remember when he was picking all-star teams for those 2 years that he was the all-star manager, and Prado and Omar Infante were guys that he really wanted to have on his team. 1 ball and 1 strike to Prado with runners on first and second. Change up, popped up, shallow right field. Playable for Peter Borges, and the inning is over. Boy, this has been a nice job tonight by Aaron Nola. This is a good offensive team, and he's been able to work through it. He's allowed 2 hits through the first 6 innings of work. By Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. By Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. 1-0 Phillies on top as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Aaron Nola has allowed 2 hits through 6. It looks like his night is done. Bob McClure having a conversation with him, giving him a high five. He was hit by that line drive off the bat of Adeiny Echeverria. And Ben, the thinking is, yes, his pitch count is fine, but just get ice on that shoulder as soon as possible.
Yeah, you want to get that inflammation down. It's going to be sore. Bottom line, you want to get that swelling down, inflammation, ice pack on it. Get one on now, and then wait a little bit, get another one on before the game ends.
Well, here's Jose Fernandez to begin the 6th inning with 11 strikeouts. Peter Borges, who singled his last time up, fouls one back. Borges, for a good part of the end of June and the first part of July, had the highest batting average in baseball dating back to the middle of June. He is still among the leaders. Josh Donaldson has passed him at 400. But since the middle of June, his average at 384, which is 3rd. It goes Donaldson, Jake Lamb, and then Peter Borges. There's Eddie Ramos warming up in the pen. And a strike 3 call. That is 12 strikeouts for Fernandez. Time now for the Jeep Stuff the Fans Trivia Quiz answer. All right, Ben, I know you discussed this earlier this season, but what position did Marlins catcher JT Realmuto originally play?
Well, being the gifted athletes that we are at the catching position, Tom, we're able to play all over the field. But he came up as a shortstop.
A shortstop is correct.
Not came up as a shortstop, but
he was drafted as a shortstop.
Drafted as a shortstop.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. There's Maikel Franco. And it's 0-2 to Franco. Imagine if they ever moved your big body over to shortstop.
I guess someone hit right at me.
Swing and a miss. 13 strikeouts for Jose Fernandez. He's one off his career high, which he's done 3 other times, including once this year.
It's just a hard, and I mean hard, slider.
Well, there are the outs that have been distributed tonight. 13 strikeouts, 3 ground outs, 1 flyout. Phillies have 3 hits tonight. Cameron Rupp has 1 of them. One ball and no strikes to Rupp. Popped him up behind second base. Adeiny Echeverria on the outfield grass puts it away, and Fernandez another 1-2-3 inning. That is 3 straight 1-2-3 innings. He's retired 11 in a row. We will move to the 7th. It's 1-0 Phils. Well, that was the best looking smile of the night right there. It's our Delaware Valley Honda Dealers game summary as we go to the 7th. It's 1-0 Phillies on top. It's been a dominating performance by Jose Fernandez, who has struck out 13 through 6. But you could also say it was a dominating performance by Aaron Nola, who is done after 6 innings. Phillies only run an RBI ground out by Maikel Franco. So now it's up to the bullpen to hold a 1-run lead. A. Ramos 1-0 with an ERA of 5.59 will take over. He'll face Christian Yelich, Giancarlo Stanton, Marcell Ozuna. Only the heart of the Marlins order to begin the 7th. And Yelich swings at the first pitch. A bouncer to second, one away.
Good start there.
Aaron Nola threw only 68 pitches tonight. He was lifted only because of the line drive off his shoulder. Ichiro's getting himself ready in case he needs to pinch hit. Here's Stanton. Stanton is 1 for 2. 1 ball and no strikes. Stanton's base hit his first time up ended an 0 for 15 stretch against the Phillies. Phillies and Marlins haven't seen each other in a while. Fly ball, shallow right center field. Odubel Herrera comes running in. Borges is there too. And it's Herrera that puts it away for the second out. Every time the Phillies pitchers retired the opposition 1-2-3, which Aaron Nola did 4 times tonight. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Swing and a miss. He went fishing after a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. And it's a 1-2-3 7th inning for A. Ramos. Boy, that was pretty aggressive. He gets Marcell Ozuna going after one out of the zone. Time to stretch here in Philadelphia with the Phils up 1-0. Philadelphia, you're right. Aaron Nola, 6 innings tonight. You guys will get a chance to talk about the fact that he went past the 5th inning for the first time since June 5th. Thursday, August 18th, the Phillies will take on the Los Angeles Dodgers here at Citizens Bank Park. Now, that's part of a 3-game series. It's the final game, but there's also something special happening after the game. Chase Rice, country music star, will perform. It's the first ever on-field post-game concert here at Citizens Bank Park. Your game ticket is your concert ticket. So go to Phillies.com to purchase those tickets right now. Jose Fernandez delivers to Tommy Joseph, and he launches one deep to left center field. It is gone. Home run number 12 for Tommy Joseph, and he's just given the Phillies a 2-0 lead.
Hello! What a swing there by Tommy Joseph. Strikeout swinging his first 2 at bats. Makes Jose Fernandez pay right here. Gets a hanger, and I mean a hanger. You get a good pitch like this, get Jose Fernandez, you cannot miss it because he very seldom makes a mistake. Tommy Joseph gets a hanger. Nice short swing. Home run, fills up 2-0.
Gail Rogues of Holland, PA, you've just won $200 thanks to Tommy Joseph in the McDonald's home run jackpot.
Way to go, Gail.
Well, that's good to see for Tommy Joseph. Number 12, 22 RBIs. 0-2 to Cody Ashe. Phillies have 4 hits tonight, 2 extra base hits. They've been struck out 13 times, but they have the lead.
Hitting a big league home run, probably the coolest thing in the world, but hitting it against someone like Jose Fernandez, boy, that's got to make it be that much more special.
Well, you know, Tommy knew that was gone off the bat. Cody checks his swing. They appeal. No swing. Says Adam Hamari, the third base umpire. Ryan Howard discussing the homer with Tommy. Celebrated a birthday the other day. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 14 for Fernandez. And that ties his career high. Last time he did it was this year, June 5th against the Mets. This has put a damper on that 14 strikeout performance. Look at Matt's camera behind home plate. Look at the reaction of the fans. Yep, they knew it.
Some of those folks weren't even seated yet. Look up and see a ball flying into the stands in left field.
One pitches now for Fernandez. Freddie Galvis is 0 for 2. A strikeout and a pop out to short. Outside 2-0. David Phelps in the bullpen. Off speed pitch, and it's 3-0. And Freddie Galvis draws a walk. Second walk issued by Jose Fernandez. Don Mattingly's coming out. Jose does not want to leave, but Mattingly signals to the pen, and this will be a pitching change. Much to Fernandez's chagrin.
When Donald Arthur says it's time to go, it's time to go.
Well, I think Mattingly did the right thing. He signaled as soon as he walked out of the dugout because he wanted no discussion with Jose Fernandez. So a pitching change here in the 7th inning. The Phillies lead at 2-0. David Phelps will be the new pitcher for the Marlins. We'll be back to Philadelphia right after this. tells us why he's determined to make his latest opportunity as a starter pay off. Watch an all-new Phillies clubhouse tonight at 11 right here on CSN. 2-0 Phillies on top. Man, and all those lights, that looks like a pretty sight. Here's Jose Fernandez tonight. 14 strikeouts, Ben, but he leaves with a runner at first, down 2-0.
Hard to believe he's not topped that in his career, the 14 strikeouts. This being the third time that he's done it, or fourth time in his career. But he did it primarily with that slider. Yes, he mixed in some fastballs for the strikeout, but that slider was tight as could be. Pinpoint control with that fastball. Really just made that one mistake. Threw a double in the first inning, got a double, and then he hung the breaking ball to Tommy Joseph.
So Fernandez is done. His teammate David Phelps will take over. Pitch is low to Hernandez. Phelps' 44th game.
.44 with a 2.87 ERA. Hits down, walks down, strikeouts up.
Side, and it's 2-0. Hector Neris with a 2-run lead at least. Warming up in the bullpen. Back toward the middle, that could be two. Echeverria's got good hands. And he takes care of Cesar Hernandez. A 6-3 double play. Side is retired. However, the Phils add another one. A home run by Tommy Joseph. To you by Toyota. For great summer deals, visit your local Toyota dealer or buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By McDonald's. Stop by McDonald's today and enjoy the new McPick 2 for $2.50 menu. I'm loving it. And buy your local Ford stores. Folks having a good time here tonight. It's been somewhat electric, partly because the Phils lead at 2-0, but also because of Fernandez's 14 strikeouts, even though he's on the other side. Time now for a Hyundai defensive plays of the game. Aaron Nola was electric as well.
Yes, he was. Induces the 4-6-3 double play on an 0-2 pitch to Ozuna. A little comebacker here at the bat of Yelich. Nice to see him. Really fielding his position well. Unable to do it against Echeverria, but there are your Hyundai defensive plays of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Yeah, that was a big spot because it was really the only time until the 6th that Nola had a leadoff base runner aboard. In fact, it was the only time in the game. The double play and then the ground out. Hector Neris, the new pitcher for the Phillies, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Derek Dietrich. Nola was lifted after 6, partly because he was hit with a line drive off his shoulder. It was nice to watch him throw the way he did here tonight. Murph and I were talking to a group of group leaders, a handful of group leaders before the ball game, and we're talking about just the young Phillies players, how exciting it is to watch them, and a guy like Aaron Nola, Tommy Joseph with his home run, Maikel Franco with the RBI. There's a flare to left center. Herrera comes running in, makes the catch, 1 away. And we hear from fans all over the place about this young group and how excited they are. Folks like Donna Ash, who watch at home all the time and don't necessarily get to go to the ballpark. But even the young fans that we saw the other day at Photo Day, just talking about these young players and, you know, what they could mean for the future of this franchise.
They really enjoy being out there. It's a big league. Some guys can get caught up in that, but we kind of gotten to know them a little bit more on a personal basis. They're all great guys.
Yeah.
They really are. And to see their interaction with the fans the other day during Photo Day, interacting with the fans, big smiles on their faces. I mean, they get it.
Including the guy on the mound right now in Hector Neris. Off speed pitch misses inside, 2-1. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Reds, with home runs from Votto, Suarez, and Cozart, lead the Braves 5-1. 2-2 pitch, or 2-1 pitch is over for a strike. It's 2-2. Don Kelly, the former Detroit Tiger, playing first base tonight. Swing and a miss. He got him with the split.
This pitch is just, it's just so good. And Rupp has a tough time handling it, but just comes out of his hand so hard. Same arm speed as he has on the fastball, but the grip is what dictates the velocity of the pitch.
And now Echeverria, who has singled. He has 1 of the 2 hits for the Marlins. Ichiro Suzuki in the on-deck circle.
Shame he lost his flexibility.
A line drive to center field. Herrera comes running in, and the side is retired. 6 up, 6 down for the Phillies bullpen in relief of Aaron Nola. 1-2-3 inning for Hector Neris. 7.5 in the books. The Phillies 2, Marlins nothing. Friday, August 12th, Jim Thome will be inducted into the Phillies Wall of Fame. It's all part of Alumni Weekend that's sponsored by Toyota. Sunday the 14th, Toyota Wall of Fame Fathead, free to all fans. Phillies will take on the Rockies that weekend. Jim Thome inducted into the Wall of Fame. His plaque will go up next to Paul Owens, Cy Williams, guys like that. Jim Bunning, you can see his plaque right there. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Phillies on top 2-0. And Nick Whitgren will be the new pitcher for the Marlins. This is his 22nd game.
Talked about the Marlins bullpen earlier in the ball game, and almost to a man, their numbers are outstanding, really are.
Bullpen is 5th in the league in ERA as Andres Blanco pinch hits and swings through the first pitch. A 3.69 earned run average. Fly ball left field, and Yelich. Ooh, he was battling the lights. We've seen that happen before with him. Such a good defensive outfielder, a Gold Glover, but he's able to recover. And Blanco's retired.
Well, he hit it well, but you're right. Yelich does get caught up in the lights. You can see he just stabs at it last second. Doesn't see it, doesn't see it. Oh, there it is.
Back toward the middle. Whitgren has it. Double's swinging early these last couple of at bats. 2 away. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Are you going to give us an update on your bike race?
No, I'm going to give you an update on what's going on in baseball. It's our greater coverage of baseball presented by T-Mobile, Tom. And the punishment is in for the scandal that saw Cardinals executive accused of hacking into the Houston Astros player personnel data a couple years back. Former Card scouting director Chris Correa was sentenced to 46 months in jail for that crime. For his part, Correa said he is ashamed by his actions, said it was the worst thing he's ever done in his career. Matt Harvey had his surgery today to help relieve that thoracic outlet syndrome. That is a surgery that has to remove a rib. He is hoping that he'll be ready to join the rotation next spring. And one other note for the New York Mets, they brought up Michael Conforto today. They had sent him down to AAA. He is back in the big leagues, and they're asking him to change positions. They want him to play center field and move Yoenis Cespedes over to left to take a little bit of the pressure off of his legs. So lots going on in the New York area. That is your greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile.
All right, Murph, we appreciate that. Nice to see that you survived your bike race. Genmar Gomez is coming in. Phillies on top 2-0. We'll be back right after this. Top 2-0, and Genmar Gomez will be the new pitcher for the Phils. Genmar, who picked up his 25th save on Saturday night, trying to get his 26th save of the season. And he will face the pinch hitter Ichiro Suzuki, who is 6 hits away from 3,000 for his major league career. First pitch is over. It's 0-1. Ichiro with 2,994 hits. As you take a look at Genmar's numbers, Ichiro with 2,994 in the States, 1,278 hits in Japan. You'd be hard pressed to find a baseball player that's been able to put together such dominant numbers in 2 different professional leagues.
He's got a few more white hairs up there, but other than that, he looks exactly the same way he did when he came over here in 2001. Exactly.
He still has almost the same folks covering him from Japan as well.
Yes, he does.
Just a bit outside, 2-1.
I'll get a chance to talk with him for a while tomorrow. An outstanding teammate.
4,272 career hits. Oof. Back toward the middle, flag down by Gomez. He's still 6 hits away from 3,000. You saw Andres Blanco, who's in the ballgame playing first base. He'll be credited with the putout on that ground ball. So 1 away. Don't forget, stick around. Marlon Anderson is ready to break down tonight's ball game. Only on Cure Auto Insurance presents Phillies postgame live. Let's see what Marlon thinks about facing Jose Fernandez and whether he could have hit that slider. Marlon, could you have hit that slider?
Tommy Joseph did.
Here's Real Muto, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. He walked in the 6th inning. Outside, 1-0. Back toward the middle, a base hit for Real Muto. All right, so Martin Prado now is up, and he is the tying run here in the top of the 9th inning. He's grounded out twice. He's flied out once. That's the first hit against the Phil's bullpen. 3 relievers had retired 7 straight. Off speed pitch, and it's 0-1. Missed his spot, but gets the plate. It's 0-2. Cameron Rupp did a nice job not over moving, not moving too much to make that grab.
He caught it out in front, which is nice. Sometimes if you're not set up, especially if you're set up with an inside corner to a righty, you get a fastball on the outside part. Sometimes you have a tendency to let that ball ride your glove hand back too far. He stuck it out in front nicely.
0-2 pitch coming to Prado with a runner at first base. And a strike 3 called. A fastball right on the outer edge. Actually had more of the plate than the outer edge. 2 outs.
No doubter. A 2-seamer run right back over. That is some paint there.
So now Yelich, who has struck out twice tonight and is grounded out, he's 0 for 3. He has 2 hits in his career against Gomez. They're not going to hold on Real Muto at first. Although Blanco's not too far away. Fly ball right center field. That's well hit. Borges on the run. It's going to stay in the yard. It's going to die to the track. Rounding third and heading for home is Real Muto. He'll score. And it's now a 2-1 ball game. Those are the first runs that Gomez has allowed in his last 9 innings of work. An RBI double, and it's 2-1.
Why that insurance run is so key. That home run by Tommy Joseph. Just a slider there. Didn't do a whole lot. Good swing by Yelich. No one's going to catch that one. Nice to see Odubel get to it so quickly, though. Keep Yelich at second base. There's a lot of ways you can score from third with 2 outs. There's only one way you can score from second with 2 outs.
Well, now Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton is 1 for 3 tonight. And he takes low. It's 1-0. The man who won the home run derby in this year's All-Star game convincingly with 61 home runs that averaged over 440 feet. On the outside corner, it's 1-1. Reminder, game 2 is coming up tomorrow here at Citizens Bank Park. Vince Velasquez, his first start since that All-Star break. In the dirt. Rupp gets in front of it, 2-1. It's appropriate to pace at this point just because of the guy that's at the plate. Gomez, though, just seems unflappable out on the mound outwardly.
It's inner confidence.
Two and two.
You must have to just stay with that pitch right now. I was
thinking the same thing. The home plate umpire is giving you a little latitude there on the outer edge. And he has been the whole night. His strike zone's been good tonight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Phil's up by 1. Tying runners at second base. And Rupp out to the mound to talk to Gomez. Just want to make sure they're on the same page. You catchers, you're hearing all the excitement and you want to break it up a little bit.
You just want to make, like you said, make sure you're on the same page, but I don't like it because you're breaking up the pitcher's momentum.
You're also giving Stanton a chance to talk to the home plate umpire about that last pitch.
Yeah.
Put it in his head that maybe it wasn't on the plate. Here it is. Just a hair off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Phils will take that one again. And the pitch to Stanton. In the dirt, 3-2. Yelich at second base. Another tough hitter in Marcelo Zuna on deck. And now Stanton calls time. Gomez and Rupp not on the same page all of a sudden. 25 saves for Genmar Gomez, going for number 26. The 3-2 pitch. Gets by Rupp. That'll send Yelich to third, Stanton to first. So it puts runners on first and third with 2 men down. And Marcell Ozuna is now the batter.
We're going to see a pinch runner.
Jeffrey Perez is going to pinch run for the Marlins. So they will take Stanton out of the game.
I know he's a dangerous hitter, but I'd love to see when pitchers stay on the attack. You have a hitter on his heels, down in the count. You're throwing the ball well. Continue to be in that attack mode.
Well, particularly since he was in attack mode early on.
Correct.
Now Ozuna with runners on first and third, and the pitch inside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Phillies will play Ozuna to pull ever so slightly. Outfielders straight away. Perez leads off first, Yelich off third. Chopper foul. And it's 1-1. There have not been too many save situations for Gomez where your heart's raced a little bit. He's been pretty effective in a comfortable way.
Quick innings.
Try to get through this 9th inning with a 1-run lead. And a liner to center field. Here comes Herrera. It's going to drop in front of him for a base hit. A run will score. Perez to third. He is out at third base. The run counts. We're tied at 2 as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Only the 3rd blown save of the season for Genmar Gomez. So Marcell Ozuna ties the game up. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th, evened up at 2. With going into the top of the 9th inning, but he allows 2 runs to score. It's only his 3rd blown save. He got a little conservative during the course of the inning, and Marcell Ozuna made him pay. So now the Phils, as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, are tied up at 2. Ichiro stays in the game to play right field. And the new pitcher is Fernando Rodney. Those are Rodney's numbers combined this year. Whew.
It's pretty good.
Sure is. Here's the game tying hit. And by the way, Odubel did a good job of throwing out Perez, who shouldn't have gone to third. But here's the game tying hit out over the plate.
The location east-west wise was fine. It was just up in the zone. Gets enough to just cue it up the middle. Knock in the tying run.
Well, don't forget, Giancarlo Stanton was pinch run force, so he's no longer a factor in this game. So Maikel Franco will lead it off. Rodney, by the way, will bat fourth. So here's Franco, who is 0 for 3 with an RBI. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Marlins got Rodney from the Padres, where he had an ERA of 0.31 and 17 saves. He's pitched now, and this is his 9th game for the Marlins. He hasn't been as lights out. 3 runs and 8 innings of work. But they got him to be, along with Kyle Bearclaw, kind of a setup man for their closer, A.J. Ramos. Rodney was on the All-Star team, so was Ramos. And the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back, and it remains 1-2. 96 on that fastball.
Still has the good heater, but we all know his out pitch is that changeup.
There is the change, and it's 2-2. Fastball and a strike 3 call. 3rd time tonight that Franco's gone down looking. I believe he thought that was low, but that's been Bellino's strike zone tonight.
It has. Is it low? Is it off the plate? I got to think, if I'm a pitcher, I'm wanting that pitch, obviously.
I think it was more off the plate than low.
Yeah, I mean, that's right at his knees.
So now Cameron Rupp, who is 1 for 3.
See, Rodney just rolls through his delivery. Obviously, that had to change with the runner on base, but never really comes to a set position.
Broken bat, looper out to second, caught by Dietrich. And now 2 outs. And Jimmy Paredes is batting where Tommy Joseph's spot was in the order. Joseph was lifted as a defensive for defense with Andres Blanco. Brady's 5 for 19 as a pitch hitter. Hernandez is in the bullpen. This is the pitcher's spot. First pitch inside, 1-0. Phillies have 1 pinch hit home run this year. Swing and a miss. He gets him with a changeup. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Fernando Rodney, and we are going to extra innings here in Philadelphia. It's a 2-2 game as we go to the 10th. Top of the 10th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. Now, extra inning games have been fortuitous for the Phils. They're 5-0. Marlins, meanwhile, are 2-4. It's all part of the Phillies' success with 1-run games. David Hernandez will take over. Hernandez 1-2 with an ERA of 4.40. And he will face Derek Dietrich here in the top of the 10th inning. It'll be Dietrich, Don Kelly, and Adeiny Echeverria. Gomez tonight goes an inning, allows 3 hits and 2 runs. 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Last 4 outings for David Hernandez. He has pitched scoreless baseball. A little more life on his fastball. Definitely after the All-Star break, he had a little more life.
Yeah.
No balls and 1 strike. Dietrich tonight 0 for 3. 0-2.
He's throwing that right by Dietrich.
Got him. 3 pitches, 2 fastballs and the breaking ball. 1 away here in the 10th inning. And here is Don Kelly. Marlins do have an extra player on their bench. They've already used Ichiro. They've used Jeffrey Perez. Don Mattingly has his backup catcher. He also has Miguel Rojas and Chris Johnson. 1 ball and no strikes to Kelly. Well, both starting pitchers walk away with a no decision tonight. Jose Fernandez, a dominant 6+ innings, 14 strikeouts. Aaron Nola was very strong through 6 innings tonight. He did not allow a run in 6. Fernandez allowed 2 runs during his time. And ball 4. Boy, as good as he was with Dietrich with those 3 pitches, that's how out of the strike zone he was with Don Kelly. So a walk with 1 out. And Adeiny Echeverria will be the batter.
Let's hope that walk doesn't come back to haunt him. 2-out walk scored in the top of the 9th. That walk to Stanton kept the inning going. He will find a way to get dirty, won't he? Just seems to be bailing with that front shoulder flying open. You have to give your arm a chance to get back on top.
On that fastball. But more importantly, the location was very good. Todd Kelly short lead off first. Andres Blanco thinks there's a chance they may have gotten him over at first base, so he's going to tell David Hernandez to take a breather. Kelly didn't have a huge lead. He was just very slow to get back. Very deliberate to get back.
Yeah, and David very quick with his feet.
Yeah, it looks like his hand did get in there.
Yeah.
Well, it's worth a look at this point. Two balls and one strike to Echeverria. Echeverria lines it foul, just foul. Boy, that ball went right over the glove of Blanco. And it just kept on slicing. It's 2-2.
I can't believe he was able to get a barrel on that ball. How far away outside it was.
Got him. 2 strikeouts in this inning thanks to the breaking ball. And here comes Ichiro.
Good visit there by Cameron Rupp to go out and talk to him after falling behind 2-0. Comes back, makes some very quality pitches there.
Yeah, he looked like he had some pretty good depth on that breaking pitch. Ichiro grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. That started the 9th inning. JT Realmuto, who started the rally in the 9th inning, is on deck. And Ichiro takes a strike. It's 3-1. So he's walked 2 batters in this inning. And now Realmuto will be coming up. Bob McClure, though, first out to the mound to talk to David Hernandez. They've got Brett Oberholzer warming up in the bullpen. Looks like Bob is chatting with even Cameron a little bit more initially than David Hernandez.
I don't think that was a talk on mechanics. I think he was going out there with a purpose. Hey, throw the ball in the mid-90s, a good tight slider. Bear down here, make some pitches, and let us go swing the bats.
And a looper out toward left center field. Ashley's coming over. He dives and he makes the catch. He just saved a run here in the top of the 10th inning. What a play by Cody Ashley to wrap up the top of the 10th. He doesn't make that play, at least one scores. He read it off the bat. His distance from point A to point B was long, and he closed aggressively. No runs, no hits, 2 men left. Yep, they get a chance to hit. We'll go to the bottom of the 10th, tied up at 2. Yashi's defense out in left field. His transition from third base to the outfield has gotten better as this year has moved on. His eyes on it the whole time.
His jumps are getting better out there. The reads off the bat are better. This is a tough play. Hopefully this will be a game saver.
He was so calm as he got up too. You know, his heart was racing. So now as we begin the bottom of the 10th inning, Cody will get a chance to get things started. He'll have to do it against Kyle Bearclaw. 5-2 with an ERA of 3.11. The times we've seen Bearclaw, I think we've all been impressed.
He's been good. Just another reliever with some really good numbers.
Marlins got him in the Steve Cishek trade from the Cardinals. Cishek is now closing for the Mariners.
I think he'd be a guy that can throw multiple innings should this game move forward.
Well, here is Cody. Cody's 0 for 3. Takes outside 1-0. All three of his at-bats have come against Jose Fernandez, who struck out 14 tonight. Both starters were outstanding in this ball game. Outside 2-1.
I know that was a great performance for Aaron Nola, the Philly, the team player. But for him personally, I'd love to see it because, you know, there's a lot of thoughts you don't want creeping in your mind, and hopefully he eliminated them tonight. He was outstanding.
2-2, that 96-mile-an-hour fastball. He was in line to win it. The Phillies had a 2-0 lead at the top of the 9th inning, but Marlins, to their credit, scored 2 with 1 out. Actually, 1 with 1 out, 1 with 2 outs. As she takes outside, 3-2, trying to get on. It'll be Galvis, Hernandez, and then Blanco after Kobayashi. Ball 4. So the Phils have the winning run aboard. Now, sometimes when you try to think along with Pete Buchanan, the manager, he is not as by the book as many managers are. Probably say the same thing about Don Mattingly too, but I would think Pete's going to have Galvis bunt here.
I would think so.
Galvis is 0 for 2 with a walk.
Martin Prado thinks he's going to bunt.
He's creeping in. Ashe leads off first. I thought Bear Club might throw over, but Freddie had already shown that he was going to sacrifice. At least that was his intention. Two and 0. Got any different thoughts now that it's 2-0?
No.
Earlier in the game, you might think about a hit and run 2-0. Not at this point, though.
Maybe the first 3-4 innings, maybe.
Galvis squares again. 2 balls, no strikes. And he bunts it to the right side. Don Kelly's got it. Sacrifice is successful.
Nice job.
3-4 on the sacrifice. Up to second base is Ashe. So he represents the winning run in scoring position.
Make that leadoff walk hurt.
Cesar is 0 for his last 16. Freddie did his job getting the runner over. Cesar walked his first time up as Ashe leads off second.
could hear Sammy from up here. Let him know.
I don't think I've ever heard him before.
That was loud. Just catches you off guard because he's such a soft-spoken man.
By the way, outfield-wise, Ozuna's got the best arm. Suzuki cheating a little bit in right field, not that deep. He still has an accurate arm. It was one of the game's best for a long time. It's still above average. Yelich is not deep out in left field either.
You're so blinded as a catcher from that throw from right field. Felt assured with him out there because he was so accurate.
Outside corner, 1-2. 97 on that fastball.
That last pitch, I noticed a name on that bat you wouldn't expect. Jose Reyes.
Must have had a trade.
Must have had a trade when the Mets were in town.
Cesar stays alive and bounces it foul. Cody Ashley began the inning with a walk, was sacrificed up to second by Galvis.
There you see it. Right there, Jose Reyes.
Jose does have a Marucci model named after him, but that is his actual bat. And the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back again. He's barrened out inside on Cesar. Cesar does have good numbers with runners in scoring position, as we showed you. Phillies had a 2-0 lead in the 9th. The Marlins tied it. Now we're tied at 2 here in the 10th. With a winning run at second, and Real Muto is going to head out and talk to Bear Claw. The 7th game that Bear Claw has pitched against the Phillies. They've hit him pretty good. They've scored 4 runs against him. But he is a strikeout pitcher. He leads all National League relievers in strikeouts. And again, the 1-2 pitch coming to Hernandez. In the dirt. Real Muto keeps it in front. 2-2. Love the secondary lead by Cody Ashley. Off the second base. I mean, he was close to halfway off the bag as that ball was in the dirt.
Could be the difference in being safe at home or out.
Swing and a miss. He got it with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball up. So 2 outs. Bear Claw is averaging 15.05 strikeouts per 9 innings. That's a rather dominant number right there.
It's 97. Hard riding fastball.
Well, now it's up to utility man extraordinaire Andres Blanco in this 2-2 game. Blanco flied out his first time up. It's 1-0. Blanco got a good rip at that heater, and it's 1-1. And Real Muto out to talk to Bear Claw. Runners in scoring position. He tightens up the reins. Only 3 hits for the opposition with runners in scoring position in 45 at-bats. He's got one there. He's already gotten an out. And it's 1-1, Andres Blanco. Blanco takes outside. He took a little off that. 2-1. Outside corner, he backdoored it. 2-2. Boy, he's got some plus pitches, doesn't he?
He sure does. Well, I was actually surprised to see that ERA coming into tonight's ball game at 3.11.
Now the 2-2 pitch to Blanco. He fouls it off to the third deck. And he'll get another chance. Bouncer out towards second. Big hop for Dietrich. And the inning is over. So the Phils do get the leadoff batter aboard. However, they leave him in scoring position. We played 10. On to the 11th inning. Tied up at 2. WB Mason deliveries of the game. How did we get here? Well, back in the 7th inning, the Phils had a 1-0 lead. This hanger did not stay in the park all that long. Tommy Joseph put it into the seats in left center field. That gave the Phillies a 2-0 lead. Then the 9th inning, Genmar Gomez trying to get through it. Christian Yelich's double to the wall in center field brought home JT Real Muto. That was the first run for the Marlins. And then this was the second run. Odubel Herrera did wind up throwing Perez out at third base, but the tying run scored. So that's why we are moving to the 11th inning. Those are WB Mason deliveries of the game. And Brett Oberholzer will be the new pitcher for the Phillies. Oberholzer will face Martin Prado, Christian Yelich, and then we'll go from there. Prado's 0 for 4 in the ball game.
Brett pitched a very effective ninth inning yesterday for the Phils.
In the air to left field. That's crushed. And the Marlins are going to take the lead on a home run by Martin Prado. It is a 3-2 ball game.
See Brett just say stupid pitch there. Well, when you fall behind 2-0, there's really not a whole lot you can do. Now you have the heart of the lineup coming up.
They jumped all over that.
He sure did.
Prado's home run, his third of the year. And now Yelich with a run in here in the 11th. Well, the Phils had a 2-0 lead, had a 1-0 lead, 2-0 lead, and now they trail it. And they're going to have to face A.J. Ramos at the bottom of the 11th inning. Grounder to second base. Fernandez throws out Yelich. Ben mentioned that Oberholzer said it was a stupid pitch. You could see it in his face when, as soon as it left the bat.
Yeah.
Here's Cole Gillespie to pitch hit. Swing and a miss by Gillespie. There is A.J. Ramos, the All-Star.
Hindsight's always 20/20. You have a 2-0 count. He said stupid pitch. Does that mean was it a stupid pitch because it was a fastball that was elevated, or because he should have thrown something else?
I think elevated. I don't know how you feel about that. I mean, you called many more pitches than I ever imagined.
But maybe he's looking. I'm looking at it. Well, was it the execution or was it the pitch selection? You know, if you go change up there, say you go to 3-0, maybe you end up walking him. That's the last thing you want to do as a reliever coming in an extra inning ball game, walking the leadoff man.
Well, he was ahead of Gillespie pretty easily in this at bat, but now he's fallen behind 3-2. Freddie Galvis comes in to charge the bouncer. 2 outs.
You see where camera up is set up, see where the mitt is, and you see where it ends up being. Another pitch up in the zone.
And Marcell Ozuna is now the batter. He tied the game back in the 9th inning with an RBI single. Darlin Anderson is standing by for Phillies post-game live. That is coming up right after the game here on CSN. And the 1-1 pitch to Ozuna. Down low, 2-1. Good pitch.
Two-one changeup. Speed, check. Location, check.
That one got in on him, but it's a towering shot out to left, playable for Ashe. And that is it for the Marlins here in the 11th inning. But they take the lead for the first time tonight. A home run by Martin Prado. He's done that before to the Phils. We'll head to the bottom of the 11th. Marlins have a one-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 11th inning. It's Martin Prado. His home run has given them the lead. Rojas will take over at second base for Derek Dietrich. A.J. Ramos will be the new pitcher. It's not a double switch. The moves are straight up. So Ramos, who has 29 saves this year, he's only messed up one game for the Marlins, is on to face Odubel Herrera, Peter Borges, Maikel Franco, as the Phillies trail it by 1. Ramos got the honor of being in the All-Star game this past year.
Really is an honor. I know some players look at it as a burden. They want their 4 days for a little R&R.
Home plate umpires asked Ramos to take off whatever was on his wrist. Odubel 1 for 4. takes low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Odubel may have been taking all the way there, but if he wasn't, that's a good take. I saw the rotation of that pitch, picked it up.
Balls and 1 strike to Odubel. Odubel started the rally in the first inning when the Phillies scored their first run. Hitting .286. 3 balls and 1 strike. Peter Borges is on deck. On that fastball from Ramos.
And a good swing.
To the right side. Ramos flags it down and just takes it right to the bag. 1 away. So 1 unassisted on the putout.
You'd see Ramos challenge Odubel here, but goes with an off-speed pitch. Gets Odubel out in front.
Well, the off-speed pitch is what has established him as one of the better closers in the National League. He was the setup man for Cishek.
Yep.
And then after Cishek was traded away, he became the closer. And he's done a really nice job for them. He's on the doorstep of 30 saves. Borges is now the batter. Borges is 1 for 4. Wind up losing this game. It would be a tough one to swallow, only because they had scored 2 runs against Jose Fernandez, one of the game's better pitchers, and they had the lead into the 9th inning, but they could not hang on to the lead. 0-2. In the dirt, 1-2.
Yeah, have a chance to take out their stud. First game of a 4-game series, sets the mood.
You get a good outing from Aaron Nola, who left after 6 after getting hit by a line drive. Strikeout number 1 for A.J. Ramos, and there are 2 outs. The Phillies down to their final out.
Hard fastball here. It's a good one to hit, but maybe Peter was looking for that off-speed pitch, that slider.
The Marlins wind up winning this ball game. The Mets have already lost to the Cubs, so they would take over sole possession of second. They'd gain a half game on the Nationals, who are off tonight.
It's the 18th strikeout for the Phillies this evening.
That's a lot of strikeouts.
A lot of strikeouts.
You have 32 outs. 18 of the 32 outs are strikeouts. Outside, 1-0. Inside. Phillies had the winning run at second base in the 10th inning and were unable to score. And now the 2-0 pitch. In the air to left center field. Yelich going back on it. So is Ozuna. It looks like he has room. He does. And he makes the catch, and the ball game is over. He just missed tying this game up. But A.J. Ramos is able to protect it for his 30th save of the season. And the Phillies lose it for the first time this year in extra innings. Maikel Franco, toward the end of the bat, thought maybe he got enough of it. Man. But he just didn't get it on the sweetest part of the baseball bat.
Not going to get any closer than that, Tom.
No. It's a tough one for the Phils to lose after leading it 2-0 going into the 9th inning. Ramos's expression tells a lot of the story. Martin Prado, a game-winning 11th inning home run. It's his 16th career home run against the Phils. He is our Chevrolet player of the game. Marlins take game 1 of this 4-game series. They win it by 1, 3-2. We'll be back to Philadelphia to wrap things up right after this.